All right, hello and welcome. My name is Shane Olson, and we are going to continue working on this Wolverine. This is part 3, and in this one, I'm going to make his hand with his claws, and then I want to do some more detailing on his face right here and get his lip looking better and all that. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. So, welcome. Let's get going. Before I get started, I wanted to find some music. Yeah, not music you can hear, unfortunately, because I'll get copyright check marked. That wouldn't be good. Let's see, what do I want to listen to? Maybe Gunship today. Yeah. A little too loud. Okay, here we go. Hey Neil, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? Is everything good? And you can't hear the music, hopefully. Okay, let's get to it. Okay. Now, one thing I wanted to do was I want to kind of lengthen these bottom teeth. I mean, usually bottom teeth aren't that long, but it makes it funny that they are. Let's see. Also, happy release day. I think it released yesterday, but yeah, this is ZBrush 2026. Felipe, thank you. Awesome. Hey, what's up, James? Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you stopping by. Okay. What was that display? Okay, that was weird. All right. I'm gonna make some tall molars back there and then just kind of shrink them down into oblivion here. Lisa, I am talking right now. Can you not hear me? Are you asking if this is live? This is live. Hello. I am real. I am here. Martos, right? I gotta make him be crazier though. Those crazy eyes and just like, yeah. Okay, so let's work on getting that lip more pointed. Can you guys, I think I'm too quiet. Here we go. So I wanted to kind of crunch his lip closer to his nose. Hello. There's kind of like a 20-second delay over on YouTube, by the way. Twitch is a little quicker with that. And then let's raise his gums to match. Oh, good. Your cat turned off my PC while I was trying to stream. Oh, goodness. That's no good. Cats are no good. Dang cats. I think I need to almost hide his gums completely. Is there no? Okay. There we go. So funny. I still want to make these phalanges bigger. Phalanges. Let's see. Let's get a mask lasso here. Yeah, this concept is from my buddy Matt Armstrong. I have to say, Matt is one of my bestest friends in the world. Let's see. Let's go local dynamic. Just kind of make these bigger. In fact, I'm playing D&D with him tonight. He plays a funny mage that kind of just kind of flings spells disregarding people's safety. And I think it's hilarious. CGI Sandro, yes. And speaking of which, I never made his tongue last week. I need to put his tongue in there. How does he not have a tongue? Come on. Okay, let's get that going. And how is everybody today? Welcome. Let's see. We're going to do a split unmask points. And then arrow down. And get this tongue kind of where it needs to be. What's everybody working on today? Do you have any exciting projects happening? And Neil, I have the perfect feet for you. You know that statue that I've been showing everybody recently? Yeah, he's got sandaled feet. So I had to model out his toes. The mouth's so creepy. Yeah, it doesn't really, it's almost like he's got his fingers in his mouth, pulling his mouth out, but there's no fingers there, which makes it double creepy. Yeah, thanks, Neil. If you guys are interested, I started up a new a school, which is SKOOL, called Sculpt School. And if you wanna learn how to sculpt like this, not exactly like this, but yeah, go check it out. The link is in the description. It's been a heck of a lot of fun so far. And I'm focusing on 3D printing. As you can see, I'm kind of interested. Oh, I don't have my camera on. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop. Hi, I'm right here. Anyway, I was going to say, as you can see in my little circle, I'm interested in 3D printing my figures. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And if you want to learn how to print your own 3D figures and sculpt them and print them and paint them, that's what it's all about over there. Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry my camera was hidden. I didn't realize. Worked on a cool fantasy Spinosaurus sculpt today. I don't know if there's a place to share, but I'd love to show it off. Yeah, they don't really allow links on here. I wish they did. That'd be cool. Yeah, I think you can post over on Twitch, but I don't know. I think I'm going to add a real subdivision level. Maybe 2. Okay, that gives me more goods. Hey, there. Yep, printing figures. That's the way. Oh, goodness. That is not fast. There we go. As an experienced professional, do you study anatomy frequently? All the time. Yep. I really do. Thanks again for your help with the 3D print. You're a lifesaver. Absolutely. Scary Homer Simpson without all the parts turned on. He totally is. That's funny. Okay. Just going to give him a little nubbin right there. And then kind of shape his nose a little better. Like I was saying, I started a brand new sculpt school. It's called Sculpt School. And I have some training in there, and I talk about anatomy in there, like a lot. There we go. Let me just kind of show you really quickly, if that's okay. All right. Can you guys see this? Yeah, so this is Sculpt School. It's kind of like a Facebook page, forum, group, whatever you want to call it, without all the ads and noise and everything. And as you can see, it says I'm live right now because there's a calendar that tells you when I'm going live. We have sculpting hangouts. We just hang out and sculpt together. I do a weekly Q&A session right now. You can check it out. And this is if you want like portfolio reviews and character reviews and all that kind of stuff, or ask questions. That's what these are for. And I used to charge a lot of money for this, and now I don't. It's just a membership. So anyway, here's the classroom, and this is what I'm talking about. So this is my latest character, Lion-O. And I basically give you the instruction just like I'm doing right now. And in this blockout section, there is anatomy stuff. Yeah, as you can see right here. And I go through and I talk about, here, let's fast forward a little bit. Turn off the sound. Yeah, see, I'm kind of just going through and showing you a bunch of anatomy and how to put it all together. Yeah, and then it goes all the way to cutting and keying your model all the way. There's like 20 hours worth of material in here so far. I'm doing more. But the next part is doing dynamic posing. Yeah, and if you sign up for a year, you get 2 months for free. So, and the price will go up eventually. I call it founders pricing right now. So it's as cheap as it'll ever be right now. All right. Anyway, thanks for listening. I was gonna say this video is sponsored by Maxon, but it's also sponsored by me. Same. Adelia, that'd be great. I have some really big plans of what's coming too, and I can't wait. Really, really good. It's going to be 3D printing based, like I said. So we're going to do some 3D printing training, and with both resin and filament printing. I love them both, and for different reasons. And I have some of the top people in the industry coming to help me out. I can't wait. And then I'm going to try my hand at painting. I used to run an airbrush business back in the 90s. Yeah, I used to paint stuff on guitars and vans and motorcycles and jackets and all that kind of stuff. And I still have all of my stuff, including my air compressor. It's like a silent air compressor, and so I'm anxious to kind of. I haven't done it in a while. I've done some hand painted stuff, but not airbrush stuff. And with painting characters, you kind of mix both together. Okay, I'm gonna paint his nose yellow. Yeah, if you have any questions about it, let me know. Faith, I do, but not. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with that, because that's what I taught in my old I used to run 3D Character Workshop. That's what's below me right here. It's still available for sale. You can go buy it right now. It's a single course, and I take you all the way through for a game character, not necessarily a film character. So if you want to learn that stuff, you can. I'm trying to decide if I want to move that stuff over into this new Sculpt school for sale. A lot of people have requested it, but I'm not sure yet. I might sell them as single courses because there's a lot of individual courses in there. So I might do that. I'm not sure yet. There's also new pricing models coming soon, I think within the month. And that will allow me to sell them as one-off courses. So you don't, yeah. Should work pretty good. Okay. This is making me laugh. Also, did you see the new update for ZBrush has retopo and UV stuff, and yeah, the announcements. I can't wait for all that stuff. That just means I don't have to leave ZBrush to do those things, which is great. Okay. I want to kind of make his bottom lip sharper. Let's turn on AccuCurve. Earlier you were using a brush called Detail. I've never seen that one. No, it's my own brush, Lisa. And I give it away for free currently on 3D Character Workshop. You can go get it over there, or if you join the sorry to keep hitting you over the head with that, but if you join Sculpt School, you find my latest ones in there. Okay, so it sounds also there's a difference in edge flow for film and game characters. Yeah. I'm guessing game characters have low polys, so the edge flow would be different. Yeah, in games you can use triangles. In film, you typically want to stick with polygon, just squares, faces, no triangles. And the reason why is because in film, your models get subdivided and then rendered. So in games, you don't subdivide your models; they're low resolution. So, and you can do triangles. And in film, they use displacement maps. In games, they use normal maps. So there's a handful of differences. But to create the high resolution character, it's the same whether you're doing it for collectibles, film, or games. It just changes at the end based off of what you want to do. Okay. I think I'm ready to pose his arm now and get the claws out. Yeah, Lisa, right? So if you go in the if you decide to join, you go in the classroom. They're right here. See this? Yeah, you can get them right here. And I have a thing teaching you how to install them, and so all these brushes that don't look like standard icons from ZBrush, these are all the ones I put together. Yeah, and I added this brand new key brush for collectibles, and it just kind of helps you do keying for 3D printing. Okay, so what I want to do with these arms is retopologize them and get them ready for posing. So when I use Z-Remesher in ZBrush, I'm typically using it to keep my mesh low resolution, and it helps me with posing and keeping everything clean. And I could pose this, but it's really not a great flow to pose. Let's see. Okay, and I also want to try and see if I can do group by normals. No. Let's try it again, but do, I'm going to lower the tolerance down to like a 20. See what that gets me. There we go. Okay. Yeah, proper retopo is coming to ZBrush. I think if you watch the trailer, I think they mention it. That's what I heard anyway. Yeah, they talk about it, Neil? In the release trailer? Okay, I'm gonna do a mirror and weld for a second, and then I'm gonna isolate this one and this one because I want to keep those faces and do that. Would it be possible to port ZBrush brushes to Blender? No, unfortunately not. I couldn't get the pinch effect like yours. No. There are brushes that mimic the ones in there. Yeah. I'd have to look. It's not exact. Because the way ZBrush brushes work is not the same. They have multiple things going on. Okay, I'm gonna do keep groups, turn smoothing way down. I'll keep them at 5,000 and try it. Clean. That's what I love to see right there. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now I want to do that same thing with the hands. Now with these hands, I don't have polygroups except for at the cap up here. So I'm not sure exactly what it's going to give me. So we'll have to see. But again, keep groups, turn smoothing way down. I don't want to do any of this detection stuff. Okay, I think that'll work. Yeah, that's good enough for what I need. Okay, when you Z-remesh, it does remove your vertex coloring, so I'm gonna have to recolor it. Same with this arm. And I can turn on dynamic subdivisions just to keep it smooth. Okay. So now what I want to do, I'm going to save it. Okay. You forgot to Z-remesh the hands with symmetry. Oh, thanks. I'm just going to, well, let's see which one is better. Okay, I'm just going to do a mirror and weld. Thanks for letting me know. It shows in the trailer. Yeah, if you watch the trailer for the new ZBrush stuff, they mention what's coming, what they're working on, which is super exciting. Okay. So now that I have these gloves and I have the arms ready, I don't have to Z-remesh the body. I think that's fine because I'm just posing this arm up. But I want to pose these together. I can do one of two things. I can either use the T-pose mesh, which is what I'm going to do, or I could merge these two together in the same subtool and just pose them without doing that. But yeah, I think I'm just going to use this T-pose mesh. That's why I saved it, because T-pose mesh doesn't always cooperate. So you have to kind of just make sure you save everything first before you do. Okay. And then I'm just going to bend this up. Blur this out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to bend it like this, maybe. And then I don't really care about the low or the upper arm too much because it's kind of out of the shot, but I still want it to be believable, you know? And I'm going to be leaning his head forward. I'll show you a trick here too. Let's see. Yeah, I just want it a little closer to his face. And see how much I munged this up. So now what I like to do is just kind of go back in and fix the hose that broke, essentially. And I'm going to turn RGB off and turn the smooth intensity way down so I can, when you're working at this low of resolution and you want to smooth things, you want to keep it low and slow. Okay. And now to pose these fingers, I'm going to pose each one first. And I usually start with the first knuckle on all fingers. And there's this trick with the gizmo. It's kind of not, it's pretty well known at this point. But if you hold control and you start down here and then you drag up the appendage, it will mask everything except for that appendage. So that I can just move the gizmo here. And the way the gizmo is turned doesn't really matter because I usually rotate with this outer ring, which means rotate along the plane of the camera. So you don't have to worry about these other rings, just this one. That's why you see me rotating my camera into place every time after I set the gizmo. And the gizmo also doesn't need to be in the middle of whatever you're posing either. So like this, I can move this gizmo clear out here and it doesn't matter. I just need to adjust my camera like this. And it's like a temporary bone or a temporary pivot point. And I'm just kind of guessing where that bend would happen and then bending it. Whoops, looks like I grabbed some. Sometimes the masking doesn't always work. So I'm going to try it again. Sometimes it'll shoot the unmasked thing clear down here, and you can test it like by doing this. Yeah, Neil, I wish I could talk about it, but you're absolutely right, 100%. Just watch the trailer, looks so damn cool, and also UV editors coming to ZBrush. Yeah, a good one too. One of the best I've seen. I'm saying it. I said it. Yeah. Hey, Raphael. I have a question. When you paint a subtool, you can no longer see clearly which subtool you're selecting. How do you manage to know which subtool you're selecting without getting lost? I just turn on wireframe. So that's kind of my indicator. See, I have my wireframe turned on. Well, I can't show you right now because I'm in pose mode, but wireframe will only show on the subtool that you have selected. So just turn that on and then select whatever you want, and you'll see the wireframe change to the different things. Yeah, that's how you do it. I kind of wish it would pulse or something when you selected it, but maybe in the future. Yeah, Paul's showing up at my door. Hey, You said something you shouldn't have. Now he's fancy with his pinky up. You know, I'm going to change this focal. Maybe. Yeah, that's just being weird. That's better. You can always move your pivot too mid bend. I need to use the other brushes too. There's like these pose brushes, and I always forget that they're there because they're new. Oh, Fair's probably watching me going, use the brushes I made. Oh, Fair, if you're watching, I apologize. Okay. I'm trying to remember transpose. I'm trying to remember what they're called. I'm embarrassed when I always search for new things. I'm so stuck in my processes. Oh, this anchor. Anchors. That's it. Anchor move, anchor rotate. Let's try this. There we go. Look at that. See, I want to move this finger away from the other finger. Yeah, nice. Okay. Interesting. Thanks, Adelia. Yeah, interesting. So I can pop this at the knuckle, and it centers it in the mass. Okay. It bends a little bendy. I wish it would bend straight. Move, rotate. Let me try this. Oh, that's not doing what I want it to do. I'm just trying to get an idea of what it's trying to do here. Bend. Let's try bend. Oh goodness, that's not what I want. Okay, I see what that's trying to do. That's not what I want. I think it's just rotate. But the thing is, I don't want it to bend down the entire length of the finger. I just want it to bend at the knuckle. So I don't know if this is what I want. I think every time I select another brush, I have to reset the dots. I mean, I can do this and then just go back and resculpt it, which is fine as well, but I'm trying to save myself time, sculpting time. So with this topological, this is kind of it's a mesh fall off. So you can set the range to like a 2, and that just means that you can, if the mesh belongs, if the object belongs to the same mesh, like lips or fingers or something like that, and you want to move one and not the other, you can turn on this topological masking, turn the range way down, and then you can move one without affecting the other, like this. And it still affects it a little bit, especially when you get closer to where they're conjoined. Okay. He's doing the Spider-Man pose right now. When I yell at my PC, it helps. Yeah. Makes you feel better. See, I really like the knuckles to be flat, not round. Let's see, I need to do this. Okay. Just kind of re-sculpting the knuckles after I bend them, which is good. And you don't want to have gaps in your fingers, so you can just inflate them closed like this. In a fist, especially. Yeah, try and make a gap in your fingers while you're in a fist. It's possible, but it's not natural. Your fingers tend to want to squeeze together. And I see that in, especially like when holding poles and swords and things, your characters. I see poses where the fingers are apart like this, and it just looks unnatural. Don't do that. If you remesh that, will it merge the fingers? If you do a Dynamesh, yes. If you do a Sculptress Pro, yes. If you do a Z remesher, no. I also sometimes like to use BH, like H polish, because then you can get these really flat like this. Don't want to go too crazy. I went too crazy. Okay. Okay, I want to, let's see. Perspective is on. All right, I'm going to take, okay, here's the trick I was going to tell you. This is kind of how you can keep symmetry and pose it at the same time, because I usually want to keep symmetry in the face, not necessarily in the body, because the body's much easier to deal with, not in a symmetry. So basically I'll leave the head in symmetry. I'll even turn symmetry on, and then mask this portion off where I'm going to bend him at the neck like this, and then blur that mask a bunch. Okay, I gotta hit it a billion times. Invert it. Actually, not invert it. So I'm gonna leave his head in place and bend his body. Crazy, right? Without symmetry on. So I'm gonna bend it like this. Oh, I gotta turn, the focus is weird. Okay, I need to get this in the right place. Now this one has to be in the middle of his neck because I'm using these rings. Oh my gosh, it makes me laugh. Matt's gonna love it. Okay, so I can kind of get the camera to where I'm gonna have it, which is here. And then it's, you know, it starts to make sense. And that way you can keep the head in symmetry, in world symmetry, if that makes sense. We'll bring this down, bring this over. His shoulder armor kind of got messed up a little bit. And I'm going to raise this arm up. Blur it a million times. Let me know if you guys have any questions at all. Let me move this forward a little bit. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are like, you need a rig, you need to do all this stuff to pose, and you really don't. I've posed 100+ characters in here. I say 100, I should say hundreds of characters in here. And I just use masking and the transpose tool, the gizmo, every time. And it's very forgiving. It's just kind of a temporary pivot point. I never use Z-remesher rigging. That's like wrestling with spaghetti. It just doesn't work. Okay, now that I'm done, I'm going to push this T-pose to sub-T to put it back to the high res. You can see everything move. I saw his teeth move, so he might be out of symmetry. He's kind of leaning back instead of forward. It makes it funnier, but all right. I think I am going to break symmetry and just leave it, just go for it. Because I want to get him to where he needs to be. To the camera. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, hold on. Symmetry is on. Okay. Maybe here. Okay. Let's get his blades going. I'm going to turn his hand a little bit and make it larger though. And I need to pose his thumb better too. But I wanted to get his fingers in place so I can kind of see what's up. Oh, sorry about that. Have symmetry turned on again. Okay, blur, blur. It's much easier to blur something that's low resolution. I don't have to hit blur as many times. Okay. And I kind of want to kick it out like that and scale it slightly. And then I want to kind of give an ode to how Matt drew this and just kind of drop his fingers down. Kind of like this. Bring these up. And then I'll pose that thumb, that weird thumb. Let's fix it. Okay, so you always use yourself as reference. If you need to look at a fist, make a fist and look at it and see how it works and see how your thumb is supposed to be positioned. A lot of times I'll just move, like I'm looking at the tip of the thumb and where it's going more than I look at what's stretching and breaking down here, because I'll always resculpt that later to fix it. So don't worry too much about busting things. See how I'm moving it too? Don't worry about keeping lengths correct. Especially when you're doing it for collectibles, you can you can get away with like moving stuff around as long as you don't push it too far to where it's unbelievable. See, now I lost all the thumb meat here, which I got to bring back. Get my thumb butt back, or my hand butt, as Stan Prokopenko likes to call it. And we can bring this one out too. Turn on topological so I don't accidentally grab those fingers. Hey, Creative Ape, how are you? It's been a while. Thanks for dropping by. I'm going to square this off. And then I can also take this gather brush, which is a pinch brush, and just run it along these knuckles to sharpen that up. And I can carefully run it along these as well. You just got to be careful. And then I don't like this transition on his wrist. I'm going to smooth that out so it's cleaner. And then use move and make it even cleaner. Better. Okay. Claw time. Let's do it. Except for I want his neck muscles to stick out more. Like, grr. Okay. The rage. Okay, I'm going to save this as Wolverine 04 underscore posed underscore 01. Okay. I got to clean up this shoulder armor stuff. I just see things hop around, you know how it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this fist and grab my insert multi-mesh brush, grab a cube. Let's go ahead and just grab this color. And then let's do the middle one. Just insert it right here. And then do a split unmasked points. Look at him looking at it. He's like, what? So funny. I kind of want to sort of make it look like he's holding him. And they're not really, he's not really Wolverine or whatever. Or it makes you guess. I don't know. It's funny. Okay. Okay, so the pointed end. Let's extrude it. Hey, Mr. Pobbs, how are you? I love Sculpt School, and thanks for Ruler Nomad. A funny thing, when I brought the ruler into the scene, I lost the lino blockout. For a moment, I thought I lost him, but oh, yeah, okay. Just like in ZBrush, that just means you made lino really big. So scale your character to the ruler, not the other way around. Okay. So if you guys don't know what he's talking about, I have a ruler file. It's a ruler project. You can kind of see the ruler back here. And it's basically, I worked for Disney for about 10 years, and I worked on Disney Infinity, and we were trying to get scale working and working correctly in real world. So that just means whatever we printed out of ZBrush would be the proper scale. And there's a 3D print hub inside of ZBrush, inside the plugins. It's just right here. And it will allow you to set a size in here, right? And there's also Scale Master, which is another plugin. And you can kind of fiddle with those and try and figure out the scale of your scene with those, which is great. But in my opinion, it's better to have a physical ruler, because I can use this as the largest known object in my scene and then export out everything else relative to that. So I made this to be, it's 20 centimeters tall or 200 millimeters tall. And so you can type in, as long as you have the ruler selected, you can type in 200 with millimeters selected, and you will know that everything else in the scene will get exported at the proper size, because it's relative, if that makes sense. Sometimes people's eyes gloss over when I try and explain that, but this will work in other programs, this ruler. So if you want to export it over there, or if you're part of my Sculpt School, you can get it specifically. I made a file for like Nomad, and I need to make one for Blender. I have one. I just need to put it up there. I think it's actually part of the add-on, that the official add-on for 3D Character Workshop. I think it's in there actually, so you can get it there. But anyway, this is really great for doing 3D prints, and actually a lot of I'm finding out that a lot of professional studios use my ruler, so that's kind of nice. Anyway, yeah, so like I said, make sure you scale your character to the ruler, because the ruler is set into the scene at the correct size. This ruler file, this ruler project, is not just a ruler, it's also a scene. And you can see that these planes, it's centered on 0, 0, 0, and the back of the ruler, if we turn off perspective, is butted right up along 0, 0, 0 right here in the center of the world. By default, ZBrush is set to make those planes match the furthest out spot of your character, which doesn't give you an indication of where it actually lives in the world. So I reset everything to make sure it's all zeroed out so you know exactly where it is. And then if you'll notice, it's kind of hard to see with this blue background. Actually, I don't know why I can't see it at all. I think they must be blue. But there's grid lines on these plates, and those grid lines match up with the grid on the ruler. They're the same size and same scale. And the transpose line you can use for measuring, and you can measure out like how thick your parts are and stuff like that with your transpose line. But anyway, this guy is huge compared to my ruler. Usually I'll build my characters large so then I can get really small with Sculptress Pro triangles, and then I'll scale my character down after that. Hey, Mr. Bob. So just so you know, this is like Maxon's official live streaming channel. So I need to keep the conversation on ZBrush, but message me after and I'll talk to you about that. Okay. So I'm gonna go group by normals. And then extrude a poly. Let's turn off dynamic subdivision for a second. Yeah, just like with ZBrush, you can just start with a sphere, stretch it out, and just run remesher on it, and it'll fix the topology. Okay, I'm gonna make this that sharp, I think. And then this is where I have to rotate the gizmo to match the direction. It got skewed, see, a little bit. I can fix it, no big deal, but oh, because it's just the, there we go. Sometimes I can tap, like holding down Alt and tapping on the surface of a face. It will try and orient itself to the normals of that face like that, and then I can just rotate it and scale it down in this direction. And that works. Okay, and then let's do group by normals, uncrease all. Actually, let's go, is that group by normals? It's at 45. Okay, there we go. I just had a mask on there. I'm like, why is this a different normal? Okay. Okay, so I want to take this whole blade edge and extrude. I don't know if I want to extrude it or... Yeah, no, it's too long. Let's see. Let me hide the floor. I want to put a blade, like a sharp edge on this. Come on now. Why are you doing that? Oh, because it's masked off still. Okay. Geez, I'm fighting masking today. What's going on? All right. So I'm going to do the Z modeler brush and then insert an edge loop and get it kind of close to here, like that. And then I want to scale. Oh gosh. Goodbye, ZBrush. Just duped away. No warning, nothing. Okay, that's nice. I can't remember the last time I saved. I might have to build that blade again. Let's see. Okay, see, let's go quick save. Can you save us? Oops. 14. Okay. Phew. All right. I just have to adjust that blade again. Okay. Jeez Louise. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it just disappears. Okay. Looks like it forgot my hotkey. There we go. Uncrease all. And then Z modeler, this should go fast. Extrude a poly. I think I'm going to try and slide this edge instead of trying to transpose it. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Then I'll insert an edge here so I can see where it's at. I really like the new selection brightness. Look at this. This is new to 2026. See this selection? I can see exactly what I'm selecting, including verts. That's really nice. I don't have to old man squint at these things. So that's good. That was an old man laugh too. Okay, so let's do a slide. Let's do edge loop partial and see if I can get it to do the thing. There we go. Just trying to get an edge on there. But I need to move the individual verts up here. Because move edge loop partial just goes up until there's a pole, and there's like a three-sided pole right there. That's why it stopped. So I'm going to do a transpose edge and just select that little guy and then scale it down. I kind of want to pull it forward as well, like that. Just give it some thickness. And then let's see what happens if I do a crease by normals, or sorry, group by normals. Let's reduce this to 20. Okay. That's pretty good. I want to make this more of a point. So let's do this. And then I'm just going to use my move brush to kind of tweak on these. Bring them in closer, bring this in a little closer. Bring this out and up. Okay. And I might make, yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Let's bring this in. And I'm going to bring this in to make it even sharper. And then what I'm going to do is make these two polys the same poly group as the edge. So the edge goes all the way to the tip of it. Maybe even smaller. So it makes sense. Okay, here we go. So this is how you eyedrop a poly group from another group. Okay, it's kind of a hidden thing. So if you go to Z modeler, go to a face, push spacebar, click on a poly group, a single poly, okay? And then you select the poly group that you want to eyedrop, which is this blue one. You click it, and it looks like it's going to assign it to a new poly group, but then you push Alt. And see how it switched back to the one that it was? That essentially like eyedropped the poly group off of there. So now when I click these, see they're all the same group. Okay, so now I can do a crease by poly groups, and then we'll turn on dynamic subdivisions, and it should smooth them down. Oh, it looks like this is not what I want. Hey Pedro, how you doing? How excited are you for Retopo and future UVs? Very excited. Yeah. We got folders. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Okay, there's some weirdness happening here. Let's just edit. Oh my gosh, it did it again. What's happening, ZBrush? Stay alive. That one I just pushed Shift and it disappeared. Whatever I did, I don't know. Man. I'll have to let Paul know about that. And he can kind of watch. Man, now I got to do it again. Okay. I think I might do it a little differently this time. My ZBrush sometimes when I save loses pressure sensitivity. I don't know how to fix it. Oh, interesting. I have not seen that. Okay, I'm going to extrude this out. Keeps forgetting my hotkey. Okay, crease by poly groups. No. Uncrease, group by normals. Okay. Thanks, Pedro. Yeah, he's fun. Look at this. I lost my reference. So let's bring that back. This one. Oh, got to be on a brush that allows it. Okay. Yeah, this is my buddy Matthew Armstrong drew this. All right, Lisa, thank you. Yeah, save it, save it. I'll call this pose 2. Okay. So again, let's do Z modeler. Like I gotta save after every action. Not spin, slide. Slide. I think what I'm gonna try and do is extrude this edge. So let's do, I'm gonna do poly group, single poly, boop, boop. And then do extrude, poly group all. And bring this out like this. And then transpose, polygroup all, select this. And then scale it like this. I think that'll work better. Sometimes crashes are like happy accidents. You know, I'm going to save it. Sometimes you're like, maybe there's a better way. Okay. I want to mask this bit off and just move it like this. Mask this bit off, move it like this. There we go. And then maybe scale this down. I gotta kind of set my scale just right. Boop, like that. Okay. Crease polygroups, subdivisions. Okay, and then I gotta mess with these creases up here. I'll just do it by hand. I'm saving it. No more backing up. Okay. So I want the creases. Let's go crease, 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 edge. Okay, I want to undo this one, do this one, do this one, undo this one. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. That wasn't so hard, was it? Yes, it was. Yeah, that's the blade I wanted. That's like a butter knife though, like a steak knife. Not like a claw. I just gotta bend it so it's hooked forward. Not like a butter steak knife. Okay, maybe a steak knife is funnier. And he's looking at it like, oh my God, what is that? That's funny. Okay, let's see if we can do this. It's all about masking and moving. There we go. Now I'm gonna crease this. See that? Now it's got a saddle up here. Yeah, let's not have a saddle. Let's do a crease. Crease. That's better. Okay, maybe uncrease this guy now. Gotta get on that edge. Smaller brush, maybe? There we go. No. Sometimes you have to turn dynamic subdivisions off in order for it to work. Okay, and then I'm going to grab this and pull it down the length like that so I can curve it even more. Did the fact that you're going to 3D print this change what kind of edge you put on the blade? Kind of, yeah. Okay, and then that's better. Okay, but now I want to see, and again, since I'm 3D printing this, I don't know if I want to go as thin as these. I want to keep it fairly thick. But I'm going to make it just a tad thinner. Something like that. That's nice. Okay. That will work. Now let's dupe it. Just going to align the gizmo to the side of it just so I can dupe it out straight. Like this. And this one's a little smaller. So I'm trying to get this gizmo lined up so that I can just shrink it down. Not too much. And then I think I want to turn both of these together so they're coming out like this, straight out of his hand instead of on an angle. That's more better. Okay, and then I like to use the lasso masking tool, and it comes with a straight edge. So instead of like trying to run my mask down in between them, I certainly could, right? But like I said, it has a straight edge. So I can start here. Instead of going down through the middle of them, I go this way. And now see that straight line it makes? Then I can put that straight line right down between them like that. Boop. And then duplicate this one. Easy mode. Funny. Okay, I'm going to go out of, yeah, it's in 35. Okay, that's pretty good. Hey, Ashley, how are you doing? Holy cow. Thank you. You just came at the right time. I'm kind of wrapping it up a little bit here. Yeah, isn't this hilarious? It just makes me laugh. So how you been? I haven't talked to you forever. So if you guys don't know, Ashley's another streamer on this channel. Do you still stream on Wednesday nights? When you stream, looks like I have a bit of an edge issue up here I'll have to fix, but I'm gonna save this. And then I'm going to try some rendering. Render. Okay, so I have Redshift. I'm going to use Redshift. And yeah. Right. So funny. I love it from the side too. It reminds me of those meep fish on SpongeBob SquarePants, you know, they're like meep. That's what they kind of have the same face, same kind of eyes, same vibe, I guess. It's funny. Oh goodness. Okay, so let's try and change our render to the Redshift renderer. I'm going to turn that on like so. And then I'm going to go through, I'm going to, well, I think there's a Redshift material that's kind of like skin shade, but I might do it. What? Oh, yes, Neil, thank you. Thank you. Nice catch. All right. Let's do this. There we go. Much better. Thank you. I should put some hairs. Okay. So if you notice on this, there are some Redshift materials. I'm using the latest ZBrush, and there's like this rubber, plastic white, leather, vinyl. I think the vinyl is a little too shiny for my taste. I kind of like this this rubber right here, or the leather is pretty good. So let's try. I'm going to select this, grab this paintbrush, change it to material, and then we're going to switch over to, let's try this rubber, and then hit fill object. And okay, why did it bounce? Okay, yeah, it kind of looks like Skin Shade 4, but let's start to render it, just kind of see where we're at here. So I'm going to hit render, Redshift. We're going to hit this, see what it looks like. So funny. Yeah, so this is the buckets that it's filling. See, that looks really nice. It's like, man, this skin shade actually works pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to fill everything with that, but I do want to try and put some metal on these claws here. So let's try. There's brushed metal, rough metal, probably rough metal. Okay, and then I'm just going to hit fill object on the claws here. I'm going to turn those up one step so they're subdivided more. Okay, and now if I go back to Skin Shade 4, oh, I guess that was showing rubber. The whole thing was showing rubber. So let's go back to that rubber because I liked it. Okay, I think his lip is sticking out a little too far right here. I need to fix that. All right. But let's see what this looks like just for funsies. Look at the shadow under the nose. The shadow's being cast by the eye thing. Is this making my stream chug-a-lug, skip, or anything like that? Just curious. It shouldn't, but I'm wondering if it would. That's fun. Look at the shadow of his chin being cast on his neck here. It's pretty nice. Yeah, pretty nice. Okay, I'm liking it. Still good? Okay, cool. All right, let's fix this weird lip thing that I just caught my eye, and I'm just like, what? What? And since I have no symmetry anymore, I need to do it to both sides. And we're going to cut into this with our detail brush. And if you turn on transparency, you can ignore like the gums and stuff. It'll cut right through them, past them, whatever you want to call it. Is this? Oh, okay. My spotlight projection is off. Okay. That might be a little too much. No, it's actually pretty good. I'll try it again, but not as heavy. Right along the edge of those gums. I want it to just kind of curl under. Just give those gums a place to live. What's up, Gummy? How you doing? So what's new, Ashley? Have you been streaming much? I don't know if I've gotten notifications. I don't even know how the notifications work anymore, if they're working. I think I want to go from thinner to a point. And then back down to thin again. Okay, his gums are sticking through now. I can see your gums from here. Tuck your gums in. Okay, I just did I can't remember who was asking about how do you know what you have selected. So I had the gums selected, right? And then I was trying to select the face, and I just kind of temporarily turned on my wireframe so I could see that I made sure I had that selected. I just did it and remembered. That's how you do. Let's give him more of a nose hole. You're such a nose hole. This is pretty low. But I'm afraid if I turn it up, I guess I could Sculptors Pro it. I was going to say, I'm afraid if I turned it up, it would, and if I turned on dynamic subdivisions, it would croak. Okay, for these eyeballs, let's do something fun with the eyeballs. Let's do a plastic or something like that. I don't know if it'll work, but I want to try it, and I'm going to do a save as. Because we've had a couple crashes this session, and crashes are no bueno. Okay, eyes selected. Let's go to our paintbrush, go to our material, and we have some choices here. We have plastic white. This is going to kind of give you a preview of what it's going to look like up there. See, there's vinyl. Vinyl's pretty shiny, but it's kind of dark. See, this is lighter. There's also these materials down here, like milk. You know, everybody needs milk. I actually wonder what ZBrush materials would look like inside of Redshift with these things. This rough plastic's a little too rough. RS wax. See, that's closer, but it's got this yellow tint. And I can go in there and adjust some of these materials. I'm lazy and I don't want to. I don't want to. I think I'm going to go with just this plastic white. Let's do that. Okay. It's got to upload it. Yeah, you can see it. See it right there? And then we'll just do fill object. Just make sure you have material turned on. And now he's got these plastic eyes. And I'm going to do the same thing with the teeth. And these teeth. Because teeth are shiny, right? Maybe his gums too. Let's make sure we got them selected. Okay. Leonard, hello. How are you? What's happening, Jackson? Okay. It's got to load the rubber. Load the rubber. Burn the rubber. Okay. All right. That's fun. There is a way I can go under light. I need to mess with this some more, but I can load a texture here. I'm trying to remember how to do it because ZBrush ships with some HDR textures. I think they're loading right here. These panoramas. But I can't remember. You're spending money. Yeah, Mr. Disneyland. Hey, what's up, Tessa? This Wolverine makes me laugh. I imagine he's screaming in outrage. Something about really mundane flossing teeth. Yeah, something. Just like, I can't floss my teeth. These blades. Or you can see him like picking his teeth with his blades. And like cutting his gums. Ow! Do you guys know how to load these into, because I think if I double click it, it will just load it into my spotlight and not into the background. I need to ask Ian, and because I've done it before, I just can't remember. My old man brain doesn't remember. If any of you guys remember, let me know. But I know it has something to do with the lights. If you go under light and this background and this texture right here, it says create. Yeah, it's just making it. It's using, you just use this blue. Pull them out and regenerate them. I don't understand, Andrew. And hello, how are you? Look, it made the whole environment blue because the background is blue. That's not what I wanted. Is that how you do it though? You put it in the background? Something? I don't know. Turn that off though. It's still blue. What have I done? It's 4:30 a.m. Oh, stop it. What are you doing? What did I do with the light? I made a new light, I think. I've never done that before. What have I done? Ambient. I broke it. I don't know what I did. I need to turn. Oh, it's the image, I bet. There it is. Okay. Yeah, it's that image. Well, I have some saved. I just need to go get him. Okay. Let me see. I don't know how to go grab that texture, but let's try something here. Let's try maybe this one. I think if I double click it, it'll like put it out here. No? There it goes. And then you go. There we go. That's pretty dark. Yeah, see, it's in Spotlight right now. So I'm like, I can't remember how the heck to, I'll just kill it and then see if I can load it over in the lights now. I know that's not how you're supposed to do it. Yeah, see, it's not here. I do not know where it is. There. He's just like, all these stupid paintings. That's funny. Turn the gamma down. That's too little. All right, I'm gonna render this. Look, it looks like the Wolverine is a picture on the background. We'll put it in a frame back here. Oh, I moved the camera. There. All right. Let's render this puppy out. Oh, I think it'll put the background back in there. There it goes. Nice. Are we lagging? Are we good? Much sharper shadows and stuff. He's pretty soft. It's funny. It's a little too soft with that rubber. maybe for the skin, but he's a little too pale there. Now with that background. Let me turn that back off. Or I could turn this light off and just use the HDR image. But it's too even. I don't like it. I don't like it. Turn this down and turn the light up. Too slow. Okay. Later. Wexter one. Oh, was Wex? Oh, Wexter's here. Hey, what's going on? I didn't see you. Welcome. Did you wake up like this, Tessa? Stop slamming doors. Sorry if you guys haven't watched this render slowly. Look at the shiny gums. That's fun. There's so many different things you can do with a render that just changes the whole thing. But yeah, it does look like modeling clay, doesn't it? It's funny. Like Sculpty or something. Look at those shadows. I think, yeah, as I turn the HDR image down and increase the light intensity, it increases the hardness of those shadows too. But it's fun. Yeah, I like it. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end today a little early because I'm done. I don't know what else, and I can just sit and tweak with these render settings. I guess I could, but yeah, I don't know if you want to sit and watch me render. It's like watching paint dry. But yeah, you know how it goes. Let's try, instead of rubber, let's try the vinyl and see. This is yeah, thanks Howie. Appreciate it. Yeah, see with the vinyl, it's got these shiny spots. I don't necessarily want the shiny spots. Emissive, we'll make him glow. Paper. What if I just did Skin Shade 4? Oh goodness, that's not good. Blownout.com. Good for making Aardman characters, yeah, for sure. Okay, this is plastic white. I'm going to try this because it doesn't look too shiny. Hey, Mr. V, hello, welcome. Oh, this is way shiny. Okay, yeah, that's no good. Almost looks wet. That would be, is that what I put on the eyes? I can't remember. But that's too much. It's too much. Let's try leather. What does leather look like? It's always it's like Christmas. What are we going to get? That's not bad. That's not bad. Ooh, I like it. Look at the highlight on the armor right here. That's nice. That's kind of what I was looking for. And the highlight here. I need to put it on these cowling things. But yeah, see, that's much better. That's much better. That's the look I want. And this highlight on the glove is good. Looks like his arm is showing behind his glove, which is not good. I need to line this up better. Okay. Let's select this. And if you didn't know, what you could do is you can select this flat color and then fill the object with that flat color, and it will pull the material off. So it's no longer on there. Okay. So let's fix those things. I'm going to try not to move my camera. Just sneak it back there. I still want his arm to kind of be thicker back there. Oh, I'm going to have to move the camera. All right, we're moving it. Okay. Okay, we're going to get up in his face here. So funny. Let's put a rim light on there, shall we? Let's try it. Rim light. Adding. Come on, you can do it. Okay, not blue. Let's make it white. Wow, it's slow. We're slow. Put it back there. There it goes. Okay, and I want to move it over here. There, see this little bit of rim light just catching everything right there. That's what I want. But it's a little hard to, it's slow to update. Okay, let's try that. There we go. So that the reason why you put rim lights on is to separate him from his background. Just punch him up a little bit. Give some more volume, some more interest. Man, what is going on with his left armor? It's like not subdivided. It's like straight and weird. But everything else is looking pretty good. Okay, what is happening? Let's subdivide this. There we go. That's better. I think it was just the angle of the camera making it look weird. Okay. Let's render that out. All right, one more time while this is rendering, I just wanted to tell you that I've started a brand new community called Sculpt School. And if you're interested in learning how to sculpt characters like this, particularly for 3D printing, I have courses over there. Well, right now it's just a course, and it teaches you how to bring something from nothing all the way to a 3D printed character. I teach you how to slice it, how to put keys in there, how to prepare it for printing, how to essentially hand it off to either somebody who's going to print it or print it yourself. That's covered in there. There we go. That's pretty cool. That's fun. Does ZBrush support light linking? I don't believe so. Could you have a light that only hits the claws or any other specific subtool? I'm not sure exactly, but I don't think so. I use light linking in Maya all the time, like with Arnold and stuff. I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I'm not sure how to do that if it's possible. But it's turned out pretty good. I love that he's in a museum. And he's just like, meh. You kids, you be quiet. Oh, so funny. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys Sculpt School really fast. And right now is introductory cost. I'm only charging $27 a month or $270 for the year, and that's two months for free if you join right now. The price will go up eventually, but yeah, it looks like this, and you can see there's a lot of activity already. And I post new news items and everything in there, and we have Sculpt Hangouts. Here's the classroom. You can see this is the course right here. It's a full course. I teach you how to make this Lion-O model going all the way through. It's about 20 hours worth of material so far. And then I'm going to teach you how to make a dynamic pose, kind of like I did with Wolverine today, but with a full body. And it has this calendar. You can see when I'm going live, you can get notified. And I do weekly Q&A sessions where you can bring your stuff and have me check it out, like your portfolios, characters, ask me questions, that kind of thing. And then there's this really cool map you can see where all of the people are from within a 10-mile radius, you know, for privacy, but you can get together with people in your area and hang out and sculpt with them. There's also this really cool leaderboards thing. And I'm going to be offering up some prizes eventually, like STL files and things like that. Anyway, if you go to this About page, you can watch some more information about it right here, and you can see what the current cost is and everything. So by the time you finally watch this video, this cost might not be here, might be different. But anyway, yeah, Sculpt School. I'm super excited about it. It's growing fast. I love it. Join us. Yeah, we need a gold skin DLC version. This guy'd be a lot of fun to print. It'd be fun to like cut him at the bust and make a bust out of him and put a like a pedestal, stick him on a pedestal. Anyway, all right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. One more thing about Sculpt School, I also have my brushes in there, the brushes that you see down here, the user interface, and the ruler file. I give all those away in there, and the Blender add-on, I put that for free in there. Well, for free, for the cost of the membership, whatever you want to call it. But it's in there, and yeah. So anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you all next time. All right, cheers. We'll see ya. Bye.